Hello viewers, this is Winch here, bringing you some pretty good gameplay Battlefield 3 on my favorite map called Epicenter. And in this video I want to kind of detail a strategy that I use on a day-to-day basis, and it's even more important considering my age as a gamer. I'm 31 years old, and I know in the gaming community that's ancient. But in comparison, in terms of my physical limitations compared to you younger guys out there, I don't have the reactionary skills and a lot of the dexterity that my younger counterparts have. So I have to rely more on my wits and my strategy and on-the-fly chess match, so to say, to try to outsmart my opponents a lot of times and utilize my weapon strengths to my advantage and recognize my opponent's weaknesses. I think this gameplay pretty much sums it up there for you and kind of shows you on a day-to-day basis the mindset you need to be going through when you're playing these challenging multiplayer games. And Battlefield 4 coming out later this year, make sure your skills are honed for that. So get on board now with Battlefield 3 and try to get this stuff straight now. Don't worry about your stats, just worry about whether or not you're improving your gameplay. Try to make a conscientious effort to improve your abilities, because that's the best advice I can give to anybody. Disregard everything you see statistically. It's all about whether or not you learn something. And so you can see here as I'm progressing through this match, the topic I want to discuss is strategic positioning. And with that being said, how I utilize my character's attributes to try to capitalize my opponents here. So you can see here I'm kind of ripping through all these positions. I'm always trying to keep moving constantly. That's something I do, but that's not something I have to stick to all the time as well. You can see a lot of bipod action here as well later on the map. Later on the match, that is. Here again, you let your guard down for a second. If you're not conscientious of your surroundings and listening to cues and communicating with your team, it doesn't take long for a guy to get the better of you. But this is a position I think that's really good cornerstone position on this map. On Epicenter, obviously, we have 3 positions out of 4. There's a strong chance that the enemy team will be pursuing us or making an attack from position towards position Charlie. So setting up a bipod here, allowing me to overlook these multiple layers. I have a wide field of vision. That's something you want to be aware of as well. Obviously, if I had a narrow scope here, I would limit my peripheral vision. But having a wide field of vision allows me to see multiple access ports from this position towards a considerable portion of the map. Now, I can't cover everything. Obviously, they've flanked by us and got over here to position Bravo. As you can see, they're burning that there. But in terms of position Charlie, they ain't got much going on for them here. Anytime I take damage like this, I cut down a single-digit damage, or health that is. Go down prone, shake off that suppression, try to get the heck out of there if you can, to increase your longevity. Now, as you can see what I just did here on Delta is a tactic a lot of people score on. It's not something I do all the time. But for some reason, on this particular map, I find it of great assistance. There's a lot of distance to cover, there's a lot of foot traffic. A lot of times, there's just so many enemies running around that putting C4 on the objective a lot of times will give you that added manpower to take care of one straggler that's running around that's going to capture a position all by itself while your team's across the map. Now right here, this is a tactic I always preach on. Never attack a player that has an elevation advantage on you. You're just not going to have any chance. He wasn't even trying to shoot there as he was under so much heavy suppression. He was actually doing what was right. Just trying to close the distance and get a knife kill, which actually works quite a bit. But under suppressive fire, there's pretty much no chance he was going to be able to take me out in that position. So bear that in mind. Don't ever attack a player that's got an elevation advantage on you, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to put you down. And the M27 here, obviously, is my #1 weapon in the game. Look at this range. There's a Nemesis victim already. You wouldn't think that this weapon's capable of those range shots, but with a heavy barrel, this thing's got some punch to it. It kind of hangs out with assault class weapons. You see this? This is the same guy I killed before. He wised up, and obviously I just put C4 in the same place I did before. It didn't work. And don't ask me how I knew he was coming for me. I don't know if I heard him or what, but anyway, it didn't work out too good for him there. But the M27 again is a great weapon. It has some great strengths to it too. And right here, I did see that guy. You notice how I creep back up and I try to position myself with the wall and between me and him, allowing me to get the advantage there, minimizing my vertical exposure. That's another tactic you want to employ anytime you can. It's little things like that you wouldn't think much of it, are the difference between you living and getting combat efficiency medals, going on a 14 kill streak like I'm going on right now. Those are the things that make or break better players than more newbie type players, if I can state that. You can see here in the score at the end, there's some high level players in here. I don't know, I think there's probably about a half a dozen 100 rank colonels, and there's some pretty good colonels at that. So these tactics will work certainly on experienced players as well as inexperienced players. But that's something you really kind of have to, regardless of your player experience, when you employ good tactics, it should translate to success is regardless of player abilities, because these are what the good players are doing. You'll see all these guys doing head glitches and stuff like that. You see here, I'm not really having much success getting these range shots, but I was still getting bullets on hit markers on those enemies. Spotting them out, that's something I'm always doing. Is I'm just a big spotting spammer. I'm always spamming that spot button anytime I can, helping out my team, because that helps out a lot whenever you do that. And over here I'm doing a quick recon on position Charlie, and moving up, and thought I heard something behind me, and I don't even look anymore at this point in time, guys. It's kind of developing into like a sixth sense. So this guy was just trying to troll me all match, and boy, I think he ended up getting me, but boy, I think I nemesis him about 7 times, and it's a funny clip here at the end. I'll show you guys. It's pretty humorous. Moving on to this next clip, I like this position here. I'm trying to get this C4 on the ledge. It's just deplorable how far you can throw this stuff. I really like this center position. I know it's kind of it's a gamble, but there's a lot of times where you can be up in this position, and if you're conscientious of where the team is, where was that guy's body going? My goodness, they just fly across the map. If you're conscientious of your surroundings, you can still be a force up here, but you got to know when to withdraw and when to don't press your luck, is what I'm trying to say more than anything. The center position, high vantage point like that, you're just a sitting duck for anybody in the map. So you got to be able to move around, get down here in the alleys, and you can see I'm not successful with C4 a lot of times. All the times I show you my footage, that's usually just the lucky C4s. The C4 is a grind like anything. I mean, but you don't win unless you try. And throwing out C4, trying to get objectives done, you're not going to get a kill every time, but it's worth the gamble. Now right here, you notice that mini-map? It's lit up with guys over here. So I figured in a last-ditch effort with this suppressive fire I was under, pull back here. This is when you want to deploy your bipod to try to give yourself an advantage, because I know there's a stream of guys coming out here, and it worked for me. It was kind of sloppy aiming, but I ended up getting this guy with a headshot, but one flanked around here on the containers and got the better of me. We all know about that lunging and vulnerability they have right there. I think that's what saved that guy right there. But that one little example right there, knowing when to pull back, throw out the bipod, give myself the laser beam advantage with my weapon. I know there's not a gun in the game that could go toe-to-toe with a bipod. That's something most of you guys on Assault probably don't run, but on Support, that's why I think it's so vital on a weapon like the M27. It really helps you out, and a lot of times. This turns to seeing a sniper rifle. As you can see here, I'll pull it out again and get one more kill here at the end, in addition to my grenade. So, bipod, I can't stress it enough. Even if it's on a heavy LMG, there's really no excuse for you if you're running Support not to have a bipod on your gun. Now I know that kind of goes against some things I said in the past, because typically I stay away from them. But like everything in this game, you learn, you progress. You need to understand what works for you and what doesn't. It takes a long time to do that. So regardless of what weapon you're running, try it out with different loadouts. You might find yourself one day saying, you know what, I thought this loadout before was great. A perfect example, a guy in my squad here, Need for Speed guy. Look up his stats. All of you guys drool about how good that he is. I mean, incredible good player. But, I mean, his 20,000 kills with the M16, and with all those kills, it finally took him this moment in time to say, you know what, an M16A3 is better without a grip. He prefers it without a grip now, and after all these all these hours of gameplay, before he was always preaching about how much he liked the grip. So, a perfect example how you can even have a highly experienced player do a complete 180 on a loadout. And that's one of the beautiful things about Battlefield 3, is it not, that you can have so many weapon combinations, so much depth to every weapon and its characteristics, its recoil, its sound, its look, and so on and so forth. I mean, that's one of the things we love about this game. So you can see there again, losing track of my situational awareness, but I got a quick revive. This is what everybody likes to see right here. This is what I like to see. I love to see a target-rich environment here. I love to see I got a distance advantage, and I got cover here. I can pull back behind real quick, and just burst firing this M27, as you can see there. It's got some range to it. It's got some legs, and now moving on here, I kind of understand situationally where my next objective is going to be. Now I'm confident we moved on from C. Now I'm kind of overlooking this area, thinking, okay, this is going to probably be my next objective here once I'm comfortable at position C secure. This quarter off my right secure. I'm gonna move on to the next position on the map and try to position myself in a means where I can counter the enemy's progress, because I know where they want to go. They're going to want to flank to position Bravo. So get up here again on my next little perch and throw out some ammo. Now look at this. More targets. This is, again, M27. Look at that range shot. Throwing bullets on any guy I can. I got hit markers on that guy. Whatever I can do to help out my team. Spot him. Spot out this guy. Put out some bullets on him. Get him there at the end. Again, this position, even with this support weapon... Ooh, what's this? Is that a fail? Yeah. We could definitely get teabag on that one. I don't even know how that guy got over there. But overlooking this position, I can see multiple layers here. I can exchange fire with the enemy. I can suppress the enemy. I can spot the enemy. I communicate with my team. Provide raw intel, all that stuff. So this is a great position. You see these teams flooding down here. I know where they're trying to go. They're trying to get around this wall, throw a grenade, and this is where I make my mistake. A lot of times you get overzealous in positions like this. You get a little too aggressive. It's a classic example. What I should have waited for help from my team. Instead, I got this last bit desperation of, I really wanted to get that guy, and I paid for it. I knew there were still guys off my right, and the moment you take your attention off the enemy and you get that fixation on a guy, that's when you'll fail. Now, I got a chance to redeem myself. I knew that team was going towards B. I know there's nobody on my team over here, so I got a 50-50 chance of where these guys are going. Is it going to be this one or the other one? And like anything in life, I'm never, I never seem to make the right decision. So, of course, I'm like, well, I think I made the wrong one. Sure enough, there they are. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Positioning yourself. You have a voluntary option there. I've spawned on position Bravo, and I stemmed the progress. So that's real important on your respawn. Choosing where to respawn can help you turn the tide as well in a battle. This is the last clip here I'll show. Again, I'm just kind of up here in this ledge. It's kind of humorous ending here as one guy comes basically out of nowhere. But I hope this kind of taught you guys some things. Even experienced players, we're all guilty of getting a little careless in our movements on the map. Bear in mind, try to keep that as a reminder in the back of your mind. Anytime you're playing this game, what's your primary objective? Because most times, it's not about the raw ability of a player versus another player. Most of the times, what wins a battle in this game is whether or not you position yourself in a smart manner to expose your player's weakness. That's really what wins engagements in this game, and that's what this is all about. That's why it's such a great game. As you can see here, never let your guard down for a minute. If I can stress anything, even if you think you got distance on your side, you never know when there'll just be a guy around the corner coming out of the middle of nowhere coming for you. And so don't get complacent. That's another great tactic, because you got guys like this that will hunt you down if you are forced to contend with as the MVP. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like and subscribe. I plan to have more PC gameplay to come here. I was playing some Armored Shield today. It was pretty interesting, and enjoyed that beautiful graphics this game has. But I have more content to come. Thanks for watching again, and I'll talk to you guys later.